Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Taryn and I am a licensed cosmetologist turned stay-at-home mom, and I love bringing you tutorials like these. So I really hope you'll subscribe to my channel. All you have to do is hit the red subscribe button right here down below. You can even hit the bell symbol and that will notify you anytime I post a brand new video. So today I'm bringing you another haircut tutorial for a toddler boy's basic haircut. The last tutorial I did was a shorter style and kind of a comb over, so I'll link that video down below as well in case you haven't seen it. But today we're going to do a little bit longer on the sides, maybe like a 2 faded up to a 3, and then just like a short, messy summer haircut on top. As you can see, his hair is pretty long right now, so we're going to get it cleaned up for you today. And be sure to leave any questions or comments that you have down below, or any other requests for future videos. Also, I will be sure to link all the products that I'm using down below in the description box, so be sure to check those out too. And we're going to get started. To get started, I'm using my clippers and a number 2 guard, and I'm just going straight up and then curving away from the scalp. If you've seen my other haircut tutorials, then you know that that is a technique that prevents a line of demarcation and just really helps everything blend nicely. So be sure when you're going up, you curve away from the scalp, just as I'm doing here. And for this tutorial, I'm doing a number 2 guard faded up to a 3. So just make sure you don't go up too high with the number 2 if that's what you're doing as well. And you can see where I'm kind of stopping with the number 2 here. Don't go higher than the curve of the back of the head. That's where we're going to go in with the number 3 after this. Here you'll see I'm pressing the lever down on my clippers, which extends your clipper guard by 1/2 millimeter. So that's kind of my trick to blending a fade even easier. So I'm just going around on the number 2 guard where I did before and just blending that up and out just a little bit with the lever pressed down, creating that 2.5 guard before I move on with my number 3 guard. Here I'm attaching my number 3 clipper guard, and I'm just going to go in and fade that up just a little bit more to blend it more nicely. And if you see right here where I drew a line with my finger, you never want to take it higher than that area. Essentially, if you look at the temple area and draw an invisible line around the scalp, never go higher than that, because next we're going to take our flat top comb to blend everything into the top. Here is the section I just mentioned that you never want to take your clippers higher than. If you can just see that line right there, I'm just taking my number 3 and just blending that up a little bit more, still curving out and away from the scalp just to blend that 2.5 even more. Here I'm using my flat top comb, and this is my favorite way to really blend a haircut. So if you take your flat top comb in at this angle and pull it away from the scalp a little bit, you'll see how the middle section will be a little bit longer, and that's exactly where you want to take your clippers with no guard on it and just trim straight across. And this will take a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, you got it. Also, another quick tip for beginners, if you want to, you can press the lever down on your clippers, creating that extra 1/2 guard while doing this, and it's just a little bit more forgiving for beginners. A good rule of thumb while blending is just to take your time, go slow, and just take off small amounts at a time because you can always go over everything as many times as you need to get it just right. Up next, I'm going in with my barber's comb and my spray bottle and just evenly saturating the hair on top. That is one key to a great haircut with scissors on top, is just making sure it's evenly saturated, because if it's not, it will result in an uneven haircut. To begin the top section, you'll want to comb everything straight forward, making sure your child is looking straight ahead, and with light tension, pull the bang area straight down and decide how much length you would like to take off. And I always still recommend going a little bit at a time, because you can always go back in and adjust the length, keeping in mind that when the hair dries, it will shrink up a little bit, especially if your child has a little bit of wave to their hair. And as you can see, I'm not cutting across in a straight line. I'm using a technique called point cutting, and it just gives a little more texture to the hair, and you just go in with your shears and kind of just cut with the tips of them versus cutting straight across in a line. It helps it to not look so blunt and straight across, if you know what I mean. Next, I'm taking a section of the middle of the head and combing it straight up, and you'll instantly see your guide, which is the bang area that you just cut. So you'll pull it straight up, and then you'll see how the back is longer than the front, and you're just going to line everything up. And I'm still using point cutting here just to make everything blend nicely. So see how the front is shorter than the back? You're just going to literally line everything up and cut it into an even line. And again, I'm using point cutting, so you'll see I'm just using the tips of my shears there to do this. And with that, I'm working all the way down into the blended section that we used with our clippers and the flat top comb. So just blending that in even more with the scissors. Then I'm taking another section from the middle part that I just cut and picking up another row, if you will, down the head and doing the exact same thing. And here again, you can see my guide where it's shorter in the front, and I'm just blending it all straight into the back. Once you have completed rows all the way down the head, I like to come to the front and spray it down again if you need to. If the hair is getting a little dry, spray it down again, comb everything straight forward and then up. And this is where I like to cross-check all of my work. So you can see how there's some shorter pieces and a little bit longer to the side there. I'm just going straight across and making sure that everything is perfectly even. And just keep doing this cross-checking all the way to the back of the head, and you can even curve down to the sides just to make sure everything is nice and even. And once you feel like everything is even, I like to just pick up my clippers and my flat top comb one last time and just kind of go around the edges and just make sure that everything is still blended perfectly into the top section that we just cut. And lastly, I'm going in with my Oster Tea Finisher trimmers. These are the best that I have ever used. It makes it so easy to get a perfectly clean line. So without going too high, just envision a line here where you can get a line straight across without going too high, because it will look a little funny if you take it up too short. So just make a straight line across, and then coming around to the sides, make a line from where it starts around the ear area and just make it straight down to the line that you just trimmed. And don't be afraid to kind of peel the ears back, and then use the edges just to lightly curve around the ear, again without going too high. For the sideburn area, I like to just kind of blend that area down so it's not a harsh, blunt line there. So you'll see I took my barber comb and just kind of faded it up with my trimmers, then trimmed a line straight across, and then I'm curving back around the front of the ear. Finally, you can unbutton your child's cape and then trim any little lingering neck hairs at the bottom, and that is it. That completes this haircut. Alright, so that wraps up the tutorial on this boy's summer short haircut. I actually went back with a 1 and just kind of touched up at the bottom just because we like Camden's a little bit shorter. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Say bye.
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 You got to let it go. You got to let it go.